Hey everybody, welcome back to Keeping It Real in the Kitchen. I'm Candace Cole and we are back and we're in a new kitchen. This is kitchen number 3. I'm sure number 4 is on its way soon, but you know, whatever. If it is your first time joining us, thank you for being here. If you're a longtime fan, we're back, we're cooking some more. So here's the deal. I do cook with my hair down. I do talk about things that are unrelated to cooking and we have a lot of fun, and it's not just about the recipe, it's about everything to get to it and just keeping it real in this kitchen. I am definitely not a perfect chef. I am just a mom who cooks food for her family. You may be a mom, you may be a dad, you may be just a hungry person, and hopefully you're here for a recipe, and that's what we're gonna get to. So we are making roasted duck in a roaster oven, roasted duck. That's why you're here. So I looked all over for a roasted duck recipe and couldn't find one in a roaster oven. I'm sure one exists. I'm sure someone will tag me in it down below, but that's fine, that's great. I looked, I couldn't find it. We're gonna make one. We're gonna make one today. So here is what you need, guys: a roaster oven. Mine is the cheapest one possible. It is the cheap one from Walmart. It was like $24. They sell them all the time. I've also cooked turkeys and lambs and prime rib and cake, everything in here. It happens. Do have my rack. My rack is inside. I should probably get these little handles up, because if you don't do that and like you preheat your roaster oven, it just gets hot and you don't want that. I mean, you could take it out, put your duck on it, and then put that in, but for some reason I don't do that. You are going to need a duck. My duck here is almost 6 pounds. He is 5.96. I'm reading that upside down. 9s and 6s look the same upside down. Trippy. Pounds. I got him in the frozen freezer section, so you do need to let it thaw out. Awesome thing about this all-natural duck that I picked up, it has great instructions. I mean, it has great ingredients. It comes with an orange sauce, but we're not doing an orange sauce. We're doing more of a savory duck. If you want to use the orange sauce, go ahead. All right, so this duck, it says if frozen, thaw in the refrigerator for 36 to 48 hours. You're gonna need to do that. Then you're gonna preheat your oven. Now, one thing I would super recommend, it's going in my ingredient list, is a thermometer, a digital one with a little, and yeah, the temperature gauge thing and the wire that sticks on the outside, so you don't have to open this beautiful thing up. This is a Taylor thermometer. I bought this just at Walmart. It was under $20. I wanna say like 16, but I don't remember exactly. You need one. Trust me, you need one. You've invested in the roaster, invest in the thermometer. It's gonna change your life. Also, what we'll be using is a little bit of seasonal salt. Again, savory, not sweet duck. Paprika. We have some pepper also down there. A little bit of butter. Now I know duck is fatty. Duck is a greasy bird, to say the least. But we need a little bit of butter to just get that skin nice and crispy. That's what I like to do. You don't have to. If you're like, it's too greasy already, don't use it. We have some onion to shove in its cavity. We also have some garlic and a lemon. So we are gonna get our roaster oven preheated before I take it away. We're gonna preheat this, turn it on to 350, and let it get hot while we prep our duck. We're going to take this duck, we're going to rinse it. We're gonna give it that nice little ducky bath, then we're gonna pat it dry and bring it back here to season it up. Okay, I opened my duck up and I want you to see, look, this is the orange sauce that's in, ew. Oh, I know people freak out when I go ew, because I'm not a fan of the innards of animals. Sorry, again, just being real. So we're gonna remove the sauce packet and we're gonna remove the neck as well. After we remove the neck, we're not cooking the neck with it. You can cook the neck separately if you'd like that meat in a saucepan, on the stove, however you like. Next thing we're gonna do is rinse off our duck and then pat it dry. Okay, first thing we are gonna do now that we have this bird bath? Ha, it's a bird bath. We are going to put some butter on it. Like I said, duck is the greasy meat, but I don't know, I'm a butter freak. I mean, a little butter never hurt anybody. A little butter. I didn't use even a quarter of the quarter. So the next thing we're gonna do is make a little bit of a seasoning mix. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of paprika, maybe a little more, because you know, it's a good sized bird. Next thing I'm gonna add is about a teaspoon of seasoned salt. This stuff, I feel like that's good on every, I always say a teaspoon and then I add a little more. And we're also gonna add a little bit of, I inhaled the pepper. Pepper to that. Pepper and me are just not really friends. I'm gonna do about a half a teaspoon of pepper. You might have to make a little bit more seasoning as we go along, but you get the idea. Mix it up and rub it on. You want it all over your birdie. Flip it. Now, to top it all off, we are going to stuff the cavity. This has a good cavity on there. Well, I'm gonna put some garlic right inside. We're gonna quarter up an onion, and we're also going to have a lemon. Let's quarter up that onion. I've chopped off the top and the bottom, of course. That's it, just shoving that inside. We're also going to use our lemon. Wash your lemon first. I'm gonna use half the lemon. We're just gonna place that inside. Putting that one in deep. I'll get on the outside. And then garlic. You just shove your garlic. Garlic is tiny, it fits everywhere. Peel your garlic, but you don't have to cut it. And just get that inside as well. If you have some string or twine, you can tie it up around the legs, keep everything nice and in there. I don't have any, I'm just keeping it real. I don't have any, that's my life. So now we're gonna get it cooking. All right, I have brought the roaster oven over. I have my thermometer. Very important that we put the thermometer inside the duct before we put the duct inside the roaster oven. The roaster oven is preheated. I feel the heat. I could cook some s'mores out here. We are gonna flip over the duck and cook it breast side down. Now, a thing about duck that is totally different from like your turkey and your chicken is you can eat this medium rare. Now, USDA, and I will say, they say cook it to like 175. My package said cook it to 180. 165 is usually good for most poultry. Duck, we can cook it till the breast temperature is like a 135, 140 if you like it at that medium rare taste, which most people do like for duck. It's not usually a really well done meat. Now, if you have your thermometer in the thighs or in the wings, you will need a different reading. It does need to be higher, more like a 160. So let's get our duck in and get our thermometer in as well. So first I'm gonna flip this duck, poke it with the thermometer, then I'll lift my top off. I don't want to lose that heat. Let's get our ducky inside. I'm gonna lose an onion, but there's worse things I could lose. Don't forget, I do have my insert in. My thermometer is in as well. Actually, I'm gonna move it a little bit. A little more into the breast, less into the wing. And now it's cooking. Ta-da! Now, depending on the size of your duck, depends on how long it's gonna need to cook for. Again, thermometer, temperature, that's what's most important. Again, mine is almost 6 pounds. I flipped my thermometer on in the back, and what's cool is you just set it to what temperature you're going for. It tells me right now it's only 34 degrees inside. I am going to set mine for 130, and I know that sounds crazy, but that's because it's not done cooking then. So once it reaches that temperature of 130 degrees, I'm gonna crank this up to 400 degrees because I want my skin to crisp up. When it gets to about 135, 140, right in there, internally, I'm gonna know that it's done. So I have it set for 130. We're gonna let it cook. I'll let you know about how long it takes to get it done. I'll see you when it's done. Cook time for a duck quack quack. What are some good duck songs? Baby duck quack 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 quack. Baby duck quack 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 quack. The duck is done. I would say the goose is cooked, but that wouldn't make sense. The duck is done. That's all I've got. All right, guys, that duck is done, and this smells awesome. The aroma of garlic is literally coming out of this duck. I mean, literally. It smells so great. Now remember, this is how I cooked it. 350. It cooked for an hour and 20 minutes, but again, it depends on the size of your duck. So I got it up to that 130 degrees. It took me an hour and 20 minutes. Then what I did is I ramped up my heat to about 425. I let it cook for 10 minutes just to crisp it up and to get it to 140 degrees. So my final cook temp was 140 in the breast. And then I let it rest for 10 minutes. I turned everything off, I unplugged my roaster, let it sit there for 10 minutes, and this is the end result. Let's try it. it. Now remember, we have lemon and everything in there. We could take that out. Let's give this duck a little taste. I'm just cutting in where I want to. I feel like I could have crisped up the skin a little more, maybe even put it in at like a 450 or like broil it in the oven afterwards to get a really crispy skin. The wings did a really good job and the legs, but up top, I could use a little more crisp, but let's try the meat. Very tender. Good flavor on the top and juicy. And that's how I feel like you want a duck. The fat from the top, I mean, that's what the whole duck skin is about, is so good. And you know, you have your garlic and stuff and lemons and onions inside that you can just make happen with this thing. Now this is the breast meat. I have flipped the duck over. You can see it's more of that medium rare consistency. You can even see how juicy it is, the juice just flowing out of it. So if you're looking for that medium rare, again, this was at that 140 internal temperature, and this is what you're gonna get. It's your call though. It's up to you how you wanna eat it. Don't take my recommendation if you don't like your meat cooked this way. Cook it how you like it, how you feel safe, how you feel that it's right for you. This is just an option for a very tender duck. Guys, that's it. That's how simple it is to cook a duck in your roaster oven. People make it seem like it's so extravagant, but you saw, it's a little seasoning, it's a little stuff inside, and then you turn it on and that's it, and let it cook. You totally can do this. I hope you give it a try. Thank you so much for watching Keeping It Real in the Kitchen. Be sure to subscribe, click that like button. I'll see you next time. Bye.